Hello everyone, it is your reactions to Everton 2, Liverpool 2. There's some very, very obvious reactions here. I'm pleased with how many people have managed to keep it clean, because I really struggled with that, to be perfectly honest. Yes, again, we saw Liverpool twice take the lead, and actually 3 times before it was pulled back for a VAR decision late, ruling out a Jordan Henderson late winner from a howler of a mistake from Jordan Pickford. Caesar's far more fuming with the result than I think we would have been if the game had just seen it way out to being 2-2. Right, I'm going to get through your reactions from Twitter, and if you want to react live on this show on YouTube right now, you need to be a YouTube member. Thank you very much to Gareth Baird, who's just joined up. But members, if you want to comment read out by me, just write MH as the first part of your comment, put a hyphen, and then write your question or comment or thought or whatever, and I'll come to those a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, let's get over to Twitter first and foremost. Nice one, actually, first and foremost, from official dickhead, who says, I love Thiago's balls, both his passives and his massive Brazilian Spanish testicles. That is all. Yeah, absolutely fantastic to see from him, and it's such a shame that his role in the build-up to the goal that was ultimately disallowed, his ability to just drive a game forward with one pass. I actually think that, look, I think he'll have far better games for us today. There's a couple of moments where he can just, he kind of went in and out of the match a little bit. I think some of that's fitness, that's understanding, that's getting up to the speed of the league, etc. But when Liverpool are knocking the ball around, and it was interesting that final 5 minutes, once Richarlison sent off, the onus is on Everton to defend and Liverpool to try and get the game won. And in playing brave passes into feet through lines, yeah, very, very, very promising indeed. But look, it had to be asked, and I'm sure there'll be lots of people asking the same questions. Michael Flatman, Mick Flat on Twitter, saying, serious question. If VAR take the line from elbow now, can you score with the upper arm? Look, we've watched it without the commentary, so you guys will know a little bit more about what has been said or what have you, but the body shape of Mane is the thing that gets it. He's kind of, his upper body's twisted a little bit, which means that you're right. I'm guessing they're saying it's his shoulder that's able to play, because you could shoulder it in legitimately and score if you wanted to. So maybe they said that. The thing for me is, inevitably, it's not a part of the body that you can play the ball with in that situation. I think it's doubly annoying because it's cost us 2 points more than anything else. But yeah, it is a mad one. Patrick PSE _14. Going to be plenty of anger, that fucking disgraceful refereeing, but by God, we were absolutely unplayable at times. Thiago was outstanding, Mane, Mo and Hendo too, we were brilliant. Let's just hope Verge is okay, as good as Big Joel was. We need him in the air. Yeah, that's a real shock, and we'll talk about that in a second, the Virgil van Dijk stuff. But I thought, given that we lost supposedly, or our best defender, not even supposedly, the best defender in the world, went off pretty early into that game, inside the first 10 minutes. I thought Liverpool coped largely pretty well. Now, you could argue that maybe Calvert-Lewin doesn't get the header if Virgil's on the pitch, but I think that's a reasonable argument. Virgil's just a bit bigger, a bit more dominant in the air than Gomez, and maybe doesn't get caught under it as much. Although maybe Virgil leaves it because it's entering a zone on the pitch that you could say is what Andy Robertson's supposed to deal with. I don't know. But the point is, I think the defence handled it pretty well. Largely, I think they played pretty decent, but yeah, the Virgil thing's a big thing. Mane was outstanding. Salah, I think he dipped in the second half, but then came good. That his goal, the strike on that is absolutely unreal. And Jordan Henderson, I thought Jordan Henderson was probably my man of the match, and if he gets that goal, I don't think there's any doubt. I think he absolutely caps an absolutely all-round brilliant afternoon's performance. I thought he was great in all aspects of play, really. But then, great performance considering everything was against them. I'm sure over the decisions will go their way. Officials should be made to explain their decisions, disagree or agree. At least it would be better than just slagging them off. No, I think was right on that. I'll be nice in that situation to go, can you just explain to us what you think you saw there definitively, rather than it being passed on down the line? Because we'll hear it, and I'm sure, like, Jurgen Klopp's just done his post-match interview there, and I'm certain, like, someone will have had it explained. But for me, that feels a little, I don't know, I don't think it's a hard thing. I think we can all make our peace with things when it's better explained. Now, I don't expect the rules to be, we haven't had that yet, so why should it be different just for us this time around? It shouldn't. It's just something that should probably be looked at, to be fair. Telephonic 1892 say robbed by 3 shocking decisions. Charlie R. Moore, no check for the foul on Van Dijk. Everton played dirty as always, and no offside for the goal. Should have stood. Liverpool robbed, and Everton were very, very lucky. Look, I thought it was one of the better Everton performances actually. In recent years in Merseyside derbies. I thought Decore played well. I thought Alan played well. I thought Angelo Gomez was the star of their midfield. Very, very good indeed. Charlton's a good player. Obviously, completely loses his head, and I don't think it's that Everton are particularly dirty. Actually, I think Richarlison loses his head, and I think it is actually a bit dirty what he's done. The Pickford thing, I don't think it's malicious. It's just really stupid. It's just moronic goalkeeping, and he's so lucky that doesn't get seen. And that's another thing when talking about the decisions. The offside decision, we've seen those stupid offside decisions before. We've seen armpits playing people onside, etc., etc., etc. I'm almost like, I'm not forgiving of it, but like we've had this conversation for over a year now, where people go, well, that's so stupidly marginal. Should the decision be made in the favour of the attacking player? Probably should, to let that go, to be fair. But to not even look at Pickford on Van Dijk, if Richarlison gets sent off for a tackle, it's probably not quite as bad. It's bad. It's really bad. But I'm not sure that Richarlison's is worse than Pickford's. The Pickford doesn't even get looked at, doesn't even get a yellow card. It's terrible officiating, whichever way it is. And now we look again, it sums up the day perfectly. I just go to a whole string of tweets that we've got here, and I could have picked out another 100 of these. John Lodi just saying robbery, VZ line cheated, Diganto, daylight robbery, Iron Van robbed, Roger Dean robbed, Ian robbed, Luca robbed, Camillo robbed, Glyn robbed, Lee robbed, Ahmed, we got robbed, Michael Stenland fuming, Mamabout, Rob Man the hell, Jamie Pritchard fuming, Champions at 19, we were robbed, Grant Walton robbery, and Charles Adams said absolute joke and needs addressing from the league. Actual robbery. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if the word robbery or robbed was trending at some point now. Thank you so much for nipping over to the comments live here on YouTube. Juan Carlos Martinez with $4.99. Thank you so much, mate. And Robin Shabra saying VAR should hang their heads in shame. It probably won't even be the worst game we will witness today for referee. And well, that's it. A lot of football to be played this weekend. Real big opportunity for both Merseyside clubs actually to really put a marker down this season. And that's the shame, is that look, we couldn't have actually gone above Everton anyway. They will be the most pleased, particularly because they end the game with 10 men, and to be able to see it out, and the fact that they've had that absolute like next level Jordan Pickford howler. That's like, it's unreal how bad that is, because Jordan Henderson shot is not good. The Everton will definitely feel the happier of the two teams on this one, and it's a real shame. And again, yeah, hopefully it brings refereeing into focus, but it won't. It'll just be another weekend's worth of talking points, and it'll carry on. I've heard people saying, Chris was saying, the game's gone, it's the end of the game and stuff. I just think it's a bit shit. Look, we always had offside decisions wrong. I don't know. It looks so onside to just the casual observer. Look, it is what it is. I can't even get lost in that too much. Right, we had some comments in from you guys. Let me just get a couple of them. Prajesh Pujari, mates, that was a great response from last time out, and my God, Henderson is the best midfielder. Absolute brilliant passing, brilliant pressing, man, we missed him. Also, Pickford should be sent off. Jordan Henderson said it just like my man of the match. I thought he was outstanding from minute one. And you're right, we missed that. We really missed him. His energy, his drive, all the things that you expect from Henderson. Just a tireless performance, but the level of class that he's added to it as well. His range of passing, his ability to just make the team tick. Yeah, I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I love Jordan Henderson, and I'm so absolutely made up that he's back in the side. Scott Hawke saying, mate, all the pros are on the station I'm watching, can't understand how it was offside. Fabregas just tweeted it was a joke. Apparently an arm level with a foot is offside. Nah, stupid. Absolutely stupid. Connor R there saying, I went from absolutely ecstatic to absolute fume. I feel like crying. I'm that angry. It's mad because, you kind of come away with that and you're like, we've got VAR, right? So VAR is meant to be the thing that pulls back unfair decisions. but in this instance, VAR's given us an unfair decision. So I feel like there should be more. Like someone's going to go, oh no, we've had another little look at it. We've actually decided it's fine. We fixed it. But no, they haven't. I don't know why Jake Humphries is walking off. Anyway, yeah, it's mad. It's just very, very unusual. Yeah, I'm expecting someone to kind of come back and vindicate it, and they're not going to. The decision's made, and Liverpool have lost 2 points, which is really, really bad. The MVK, the fact that Van Dijk was given for his elbow as well, offside margin should not be in favour of the attackers. All right, well, yeah, I mean, that's the point, is that I think attacking people who want more goals will always say put it in favour of attackers. Defenders will want it in favour of defenders. But I think we can all agree when you're going down to those level of fine margins, when it's parts of the body, that I understand that you can play the ball with the shoulder, but contextually in that situation, you can't. Yeah, it feels very, very odd indeed, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, it is another strange one. Welcome aboard Jamie Lawrence, who's joined as a first team member. You guys who've just joined, and obviously existing members will know this already, the Final Word Show, 60 minutes on Monday. We're going to be looking back on this game in depth and detail. We do that after every single Liverpool game, but the Monday Final Word is a bonus show for people on YouTube. So if you don't want to go the full hog, you don't want to go over to the redmentv.com and get all the extra bits and pieces that we do. If you want a little bit more and you want to get access to custom emotes and discounted merch and stuff, then you can do just by becoming a YouTube member. And of course, you get access to the comments in this show as well, which is of course once for every single game that we play. But yeah, very just weird. What a weird world. The Invader 97 mates, Klopp saying Thiago may have been injured from the reckless Richarlison foul. We can't take more bad news. No, yeah, look, it is what it is. The season is what it is, and unfortunately, we can kind of, if we can make a positive change and something positive can be done about that makes the game better for it, then I hope that happens. But obviously, there's no point in us kind of crying over spilt milk. Unfortunately, it's done. Look, I think Everton, the thing that's worth contending is Everton scored 2 really good goals, things that Liverpool should be doing better with. Liverpool were the better team. I think that's fair to say. I think we dominated the game. I think we had more possession. We certainly created the better chances. Some great performances on the pitch. I think the whole midfield performed outstandingly. I think Mane and Salah look absolutely at the top of the game. Robertson was excellent. Trent, I thought, was, you could argue maybe for their second goal, switched off a little bit, but I think his all-round play was outstanding. His range of passing, great. Matip, great to see him back. I thought that was a brilliant centre-back performance for someone who's been out for so long. So loads of positives to take from the game. We'll be talking about some of them very, very soon indeed. But an exciting new show-ish lined up for you. The player ratings has returned. We tried this a few weeks back, and it was interesting. You have the ability to vote live in the show for your player ratings, and Chris no longer just going to throw himself into the lion's den. He's going to be taking your votes on player ratings. Stay tuned for that one. It's coming up very, very shortly. Then after that, me and Chris will be back for the instant match reaction, so hang around, stay tuned for that. And again, if you want more content, we've got loads. There is, of course, as I say, the Final Word Show on Monday, but you can't wait till then. Go to the redmentv.com, sign up. The second episode of our In Conversation With series with former Liverpool CEO Peter Moore is up. There's a 3-part documentary series on last season. There's a 2-part 5 years of Jurgen Klopp series that is up there now. Loads of brilliant stuff just to keep you distracted and remind yourself that Liverpool are absolutely amazing, even if the referees, VAR and the general officiating in this country isn't. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you all soon. Ta-ra.